Turkey stitch is a great way to add texture to your design. You can use it to fill in spaces, create outlines, and even use it to add petals to tiny cute flowers just like these. Turkey stitch is created using loops of thread that have been anchored in place with a small stitch. So to start our first stitch, I'm going to push my needle down through my fabric and I'm going to pull it all the way through, leaving a little tail on the end, and that is going to be the start of our first stitch. I'm then just going to hold it down with my thumb and I'm just going to push my needle back up through the fabric just close to where I've pulled through that first stitch. And then I'm then going to anchor that stitch in place by pushing my needle back down, and that's going to keep this really nice and secure. So that is the first part of our turkey stitch in place. Now to create the second stitch, I'm going to push my needle up through the fabric just next to that one, leaving a little gap, and I'm going to pull it all the way through, and then I'm going to push the needle back through next door, and we're going to create a loop. So I'm going to pull it through, leaving it just like that, and it's about about 1 centimetre to 1.5 centimetres. Just going to leave that, and I'm going to hold it out the way, and again I'm just going to push my needle up through the fabric close by to where I've pushed the thread through, and we're going to use another little stitch there just to anchor it in place. There we go, and that's going to hold that in place nice and securely. Today I'm going to show you what a line of turkey stitch looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and push my needle back through, and I'm going to create a second loop. So just pushing that needle back through to create the loop, and then just pulling it through. There we go. So now I'm just going to push my needle back up through the fabric and create the anchoring stitch. It's a nice idea to hold your threads out the way here because it can easily get tangled up and you end up pulling the thread back through the fabric. So there you go, just pushing that one through, and then we've got our next turkey stitch. There we go, see these little loops, they're so cute. So now I'm just going to continue that same method until I've got a little line of stitches. Here is our line of stitches. These are now ready to be trimmed down to create the fluffy effect you saw at the beginning of this video. So I've got my thread snippers and I'm just going to start trimming the loops. I like to break up the loops first as they can differ in length a little bit, and it just gives me a good idea of how much I need to trim them down. And now you can see that fluffy effect starting to form. Just starting to get them a little bit more even in length now. These thread snippers are absolutely fantastic for this. They make it a really quick and easy process. I've been stitching for a really long time and this is the first pair that I've bought myself. I actually use these way more than my scissors now, so if you haven't got a pair, I highly recommend adding some to your sewing kit. I've linked these ones to my Amazon storefront, so pop on over and have a look. So we're nearly done, just a last bit of tidying up, just getting rid of any sort of stray longer threads. And here we go, here is our finished line of turkey stitch. It's so fluffy and it creates a really fun effect. Will you be using this one in your next project? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching and happy stitching.